Sometimes life changes in one single moment, one small choice, one brave decision, and this decision can save a whole life. Today you will hear a story about a person who was lost, tired, and ready to give up until one simple decision opened a new path, a path of strength, hope, and courage. And as you listen, you will also learn English in a calm, easy way. Welcome to Listen and Learn English. This is the place where you read, listen, and grow. Here you improve your English step by step, while also learning powerful lessons that can help you in real life. Many learners feel shy, scared, or unsure when they speak English. Many people in life also feel the same, not only in language, but in their heart. They feel stuck, confused, or alone. This video is for both journeys, your English journey and your life journey. In this story, you will see how a person can fall down, make mistakes, lose hope, but still rise again. Because one decision, even a small one, can start a new chapter, a better chapter. Maybe you also have moments where you feel lost. Maybe you wake up some days and feel heavy. Maybe you feel trapped in the same routine. Maybe you think nothing will change. But change begins with one step, one choice, one moment. As you listen to this story, try to imagine the feelings. Try to follow the simple English. Let the words support you. This video will help you practice reading and listening. The sentences are slow, clear, and easy. You will understand the story, and you will also feel the emotion inside it. The main character you will meet soon is a normal person, just like you, just like me. A person who made mistakes, a person who felt weak, a person who almost gave up, but also a person who finally decided to stand up again. And that decision, that one choice, saved everything. In this video, you will learn how fear can stop us, how courage begins in small ways, how one decision creates a new path, how English learning can be part of your growth. The story will guide you, step by step, like a friend walking beside you. And as the story grows, you will feel the change. You will see the contrast, darkness versus light, giving up versus trying again, fear versus hope. Now take a deep breath, relax your mind, open your heart a little. Let the story take you on a journey from weakness to strength, from pain to power, from confusion to clarity. And now let us begin. Let us meet the person whose life will change from one brave decision. Chapter 1. The Broken Beginning. The story begins with a young man who feels like his whole life is falling apart. Every morning, he wakes up with a heavy heart. His eyes open, but his mind feels dark. The first thing he thinks is, why get up? Nothing will change. He stays in bed longer than he should. He skips school or work again. He tells himself, I will try tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. His room is messy. His phone is full of missed messages. His plans are full of empty promises. He feels tired even when he does nothing. He avoids his problems because he feels too weak to face them. When people ask him why he failed something, he blames the world, the situation, the people around him. He says, it's not my fault. Life is just hard. But deep inside, he knows he is running away. This is the broken beginning of his journey. His days all look the same. Wake up late, feel sad, ignore responsibilities, make excuses, play on his phone for hours to escape the pain, eat without thinking, sleep again. This cycle continues like a circle with no exit. And because he avoids action, nothing changes. Because he avoids responsibility, problems grow larger. Because he runs away, life runs away from him. In these moments, he feels small. He feels powerless. He feels alone. But there is another version of him inside, a stronger version, a future version. This version wakes up early, breathes deeply, and faces problems with courage. This future self studies, works, learns, and tries. This version believes in change, believes in growth, believes in possibility. But right now, this strong version feels far away, like a dream he cannot touch. This contrast lives inside him every day. The weak version that gives up and the strong version waiting to rise. Many people feel this way at some point in life, and ESL learners understand this emotion too. Learning English can feel the same. Difficult, slow, frustrating. Sometimes you want to quit. Sometimes you think you will never improve. But just like language learning, life also asks for one simple thing, one small step of courage. Right now, the young man does not know this. He only knows his sadness. His world feels small, closed, dark. He thinks nothing will ever change, but he is wrong. Something is coming. Something he does not expect. Something that will shake his heart and force him to rethink everything. This moment, the moment that will change his life, is getting closer. Chapter 2. The worst day of his life. It happened on a quiet morning, a day that looked normal at first, but this day would become the worst day of his life. He woke up late again, heart heavy, mind tired. He told himself, maybe today will be better. But deep inside, he already felt the same old fear. When he finally reached school, something was waiting for him. Something he could not escape. He failed his exam, not just by a little. He failed badly. The teacher looked at him with tired eyes, the kind of eyes that say, I know you can do better, but you don't try. He felt heat rise in his chest. Shame, anger, fear. He wanted to run out of the room. He wanted to hide. He wanted the world to stop looking at him. But that was only the beginning. Later that day, he faced someone he cared about deeply. A friend, a parent, a mentor. This person trusted him, believed in him, gave him many chances. But today that trust broke. They looked at him and said, I'm disappointed. These simple words hit him harder than any exam score. It felt like his whole chest cracked open. He realized he was not only failing tests, he was failing people. He was failing himself. For the first time, he saw the truth clearly. His small, weak decisions were becoming big, painful problems. He walked home slowly, feeling like the world was closing around him. His mind repeated the same thoughts again and again. Why am I like this? Why can't I change? What is wrong with me? His chest felt tight. His hands shook. He felt lost, like he was walking inside a dark tunnel with no light. Everything hurt. His heart, his pride, his future. And in that moment of pain, he realized something important. One bad decision made everything worse. One day of skipping school, one day of avoiding responsibility, one day of choosing easy things instead of hard things. These choices were small, but now he could see the damage they created. But if one bad decision could break his life, then maybe one good decision could save it. This idea appeared in his mind like a small spark in the dark, a spark of hope, a spark of possibility, but he didn't know how to act on it yet. He didn't feel strong enough. He didn't feel ready. Still, something inside him started to move. Something tiny, but powerful. His pain was trying to teach him something. His worst day was not the end. It was the beginning of a change. And soon something would happen that would push him toward that change, a turning point he could not ignore. Chapter 3: The One Decision. He sat alone in his small room that night, the air still and heavy. His exam paper was on the table. The disappointed words from the person he cared about still echoed in his ears. His heart hurt, and for a long moment he just stared at the floor. He felt broken. He felt tired of being tired. But then something inside him changed, very slowly, like a tiny flame rising in the dark. He whispered to himself, "I cannot live like this anymore." It was a simple sentence, a quiet thought, but it was the first honest moment he had felt in a long time. He looked at the exam paper again. He looked at his messy room. He looked at his own hands, and he suddenly understood. Nothing would change if he kept running away. For the first time, he stopped blaming others. He stopped blaming the world. He stopped blaming luck. He looked at himself and saw the truth. His life was in his hands. This was the moment. This was the decision. He decided to stop running. He decided to face his problems. He decided to take control of his life, even if it scared him. The decision was not dramatic. There was no loud music, no bright light, no big speech. It was simple, quiet, but powerful. Sometimes the strongest decisions happen in silence. His fear was still there, but something new appeared beside it. Courage. Not big courage, not perfect courage, but enough to stand up, enough to try again, enough to say, "I want to change." He remembered how he used to live before, avoiding hard things, escaping responsibility, pretending everything was fine. That old behavior felt heavy now, like a chain pulling him down. But the new behavior, facing problems, taking action, felt different. It felt clean. It felt honest. It felt like the first real step of his life. He told himself, "Tomorrow will not be the same. I will not be the same." And for the first time, he believed it. He cleaned his room slowly, one small action at a time. He prepared his bag for the next day. He wrote down his goals in simple words. They were not perfect goals, but they were his, and they were real. This was the one decision that changed everything. Not because it solved all his problems, but because it changed him. And now curiosity rises. What happens when a person truly decides to change? What happens when fear becomes courage and excuses become action? The next part of his journey is about to begin. Chapter 4: Starting from Zero. The next morning felt different, but it was not easy. Change never begins with comfort. It begins with effort. When his alarm rang early, his body wanted to stay in bed. His mind whispered, "Just 5 more minutes." This was the old habit trying to pull him back. But he remembered his decision. He sat up slowly, even though he felt tired. This was his first small victory. He washed his face with cold water and looked at himself in the mirror. He did not see a strong person yet. He did not see a new life yet. But he saw someone who was trying, someone who was taking the first steps, and that was enough. He made his bed, cleaned his desk, and opened his books. Studying felt hard. His mind wandered. He forgot things. He made mistakes. Many times he wanted to close the book and give up. The old version of him would have stopped. He would have avoided the hard work. But the new version whispered, "Try again." So he tried again. He read one page, then another. He watched a simple lesson online. He took notes in small, clear sentences. His progress was slow, but it was real. Later that day, he decided to fix one of his biggest mistakes. He apologized to the person he hurt. His voice was shaking. His hands felt cold. But he spoke honestly and simply. "I am sorry," he said. I want to do better. The answer was not perfect. The situation did not magically improve, but he felt lighter. He felt proud. Apologizing was another step forward. Every day became a battle between old habits and new strength. Old habits, sleeping late, skipping tasks, escaping problems. New strength, waking early, studying, facing situations. Some days he won, some days he failed, but he always stood up again. That was new. That was powerful. He started practicing discipline in small ways. He drank more water. He walked instead of staying in his room all day. He wrote simple goals for the next morning. He talked less negatively to himself. These actions looked small, almost invisible to others. But inside him, something was growing. A kind of quiet power, a soft strength, a new identity forming step by step. He finally understood something important. Strong people are not born strong. They are built through small daily steps. And even though he was starting from zero, he was moving forward. Slowly, yes. Imperfectly, yes. But forward. Now that he is building discipline and new habits, a new challenge is coming. Something that will test how strong he has become. Chapter 5. Facing his first test. His first real test came sooner than he expected. It was a difficult exam, one he had failed before. When he saw the date on the school board, his stomach dropped. His hands felt cold. His mind whispered old fears again. You will fail. You are not ready. You cannot do this. For a moment, he almost believed those words. The old version of him wanted to walk away. He wanted to skip the exam again, pretend it didn't matter, pretend he didn't care. Avoiding problems had always felt easier, but then he remembered his one decision, the choice that started everything. He closed his eyes, took a long breath, and told himself, I will not run this time. That single sentence pulled him back into focus. He went home and opened his books. At first, nothing made sense. The words looked confusing. The lessons felt too heavy. His frustration grew quickly. He wanted to slam the book shut. He felt his heart beating fast, and doubt filled his mind again. But this time, he did something new. He stopped. He breathed slowly. He reminded himself, small steps. So he began studying one problem at a time, slowly, patiently. He wrote simple notes. He repeated important lines out loud. When he made mistakes, he corrected them instead of crying or giving up. When he felt lost, he took a short walk, then returned with a calmer mind. Small victories began to appear. He solved one question correctly, then another. He finally understood a topic that confused him for weeks. Each success was tiny, but each one felt like lifting a small weight. His mind was getting stronger because he was using it. On the morning of the exam, he felt scared, but he also felt ready. Not perfectly ready, but stronger than before. He walked into the room, sat down, and placed his hands on the table. His heart was beating fast, but he kept breathing slowly, like he practiced. When the exam started, he faced moments of panic. Some questions looked impossible, but instead of freezing, he whispered inside, try, just try. He wrote one answer, then another. He kept going, even when he wasn't sure. He refused to quit. When he finished, he didn't feel like a hero. He didn't feel like he had won a big battle. But he felt something better. He felt proud. He had faced something difficult and stayed until the end. This small victory did not change his whole life, but it changed his heart. It proved he could face challenges and move forward, even with fear inside him. This was only the beginning. A deeper test, a test of character, patience, and strength, was waiting ahead. Chapter 6. Building a New Life. Days passed, and slowly things began to change. Not all at once. Change never works like magic. It comes quietly, step by step, through small choices repeated every day. He woke up early, studied with focus, and completed tasks he once avoided. Each small action created a ripple in his life. At first it felt strange. People around him noticed subtle changes. Teachers smiled more. Friends began to trust him again. Even small conversations felt easier. He listened more and spoke more clearly. Confidence was not loud, but it was steady, growing like a hidden flame inside him. He remembered the old life. Chaos, fear, running away. Life felt heavy and unpredictable. Every small problem became a mountain. His room was messy, his mind cluttered. Now his room was clean. His mind was clearer. Tasks felt possible. One small decision had set him on this path, and every day he strengthened it with effort. He built simple routines: morning reading, focused study, light exercise, kind words to others. These actions were easy to see, yet powerful. The more he repeated them, the more they shaped his identity. Discipline became natural. Consistency became part of who he was. He made mistakes, of course. Old habits tried to return. Laziness, fear, doubt. Sometimes they knocked on his door. But now he noticed them sooner. He stopped, breathed, and returned to his routines. Each time he did, he felt stronger. Each small victory created momentum, proving that change is built in daily steps, not sudden miracles. Relationships improved as well. He apologized when needed. He helped friends. He listened more carefully. People began to respect his honesty and reliability. This created trust and calm around him. Life became smoother, more predictable. Each positive action reinforced the last. Chaos from before was slowly replaced with stability. Inside, he felt lighter. Fear no longer controlled him. Anxiety no longer ruled his decisions. Confidence grew quietly but surely. He started smiling more. He spoke kindly not only to others but to himself. He could face small problems without panic. Every day he became a little stronger, a little more disciplined, a little more like the person he wanted to be. The new life was not perfect. Challenges still came. Mistakes still happened. But he had momentum now. He had proof that he could face difficulty, keep moving, and improve himself. And soon a final challenge would arrive, one that would test everything he had learned so far. A test of courage, discipline, and heart. It would show if this new life could hold or if the old chaos could return. Chapter 7. The Final Challenge. The day of the final challenge arrived. It was the biggest test he had ever faced. Maybe it was a major exam, maybe an important interview, maybe a responsibility he could not avoid. Whatever it was, he felt the weight of it in every part of his body. His hands shook, his heart raced, his mind whispered old fears. You are not ready. You will fail. Everything could go wrong. For a moment, he thought about running. The old habit called him, like it always had before. But he did not listen. He remembered the decision, the choice to face life instead of escape. That one decision had brought him here. That one choice had built him step by step. He took a deep breath. He felt the nervous energy, but he also felt strength. Every early morning, every small victory, every lesson learned had prepared him. He focused on the first task, breaking it into small steps. He wrote calmly, spoke clearly, or acted carefully, whatever the challenge required. He did not rush. He did not panic. Doubt returned again and again, but each time he remembered, I am stronger now. I can face this. He visualized the steps he had practiced. He felt his heart beat slow. Fear became fuel. Uncertainty became focus. Every action was deliberate. Every choice reflected the new person he had built. It was not easy. Mistakes appeared. Moments of fear returned. But now he kept moving forward. He corrected mistakes, adapted, and continued. Victory did not come from luck or chance. It came from all the small choices, repeated daily, that had built his courage and strength. Finally, the challenge ended. He looked back at what he had done. Success was real, but quiet, not flashy, not a miracle, just proof of effort, persistence, and growth. The exam was passed. The interview went well. Responsibility was handled. He realized in that moment, one decision, one small, brave choice had saved his life. He smiled quietly, feeling a deep sense of peace. Fear had not disappeared completely, but it had no control. Confidence and calm had replaced panic. He had learned that life changes not by waiting for luck, but by making the right choice and following it with action. Now he could see the full journey, from fear, avoidance, and chaos, to courage, effort, and stability. Every struggle, every small step had led to this moment. The final challenge was more than a test. It was proof that his decision had changed everything. And with that understanding, he began to reflect, ready to share the lessons he had learned for others to follow. Chapter 8. The Life Lesson. Life is simple, but it is not easy. One choice can change everything. One small moment of courage can create a new path. One decision can save your life. This is the lesson he learned, and it is the lesson you can use too. Think about the old version of him. He ran from problems. He blamed others. He avoided responsibility. Life felt heavy, confusing, and hopeless. Each day felt the same. Fear and doubt controlled him. He stayed small, weak, and stuck. Now look at the new version. He faced problems. He acted with courage. He took responsibility for his life. Life became clearer, lighter, and stronger. Confidence grew. People trusted him. Opportunities appeared. He did not wait for luck. He created change with small steps every day. You can do the same. Change begins with one decision. You do not need a miracle. You do not need perfect skills. You only need to choose to act. Decide today to stop running. Decide today to face your challenges. Decide today to become stronger. Start with small steps. Wake up a little earlier. Read a little more. Apologize if you made a mistake. Speak kindly. Take responsibility for your actions. Each small habit builds strength. Each small victory grows confidence. Every day, repeat the choice to act, even when it is hard. Contrast this with the staying the same. Doing nothing will not make life easier. Avoiding problems will not make fear disappear. Every day you wait, fear grows, opportunities pass, and your potential stays locked. But act now. Even one small action, and momentum begins. One choice leads to another. One habit creates another. Step by step, your life transforms. Believe in yourself. You are stronger than you think. Your mind can be trained like iron. Your habits can make you disciplined and calm. Your courage can overcome fear. Every moment is a chance to choose, and every choice matters. This is not just a story. This is a real method you can use. Remember, it starts with one decision. One decision can change your day, your month, or even your life. Start today. Small steps, small victories, and one brave choice at a time. You can do this. You can change. You can build the life you want. And as you take this lesson into your own life, prepare for the final message, a last encouragement to keep moving, keep learning, and keep growing. Now look back at the journey, from fear, doubt, and running away, to courage, effort, and small victories. One decision changed everything. One choice saved his life. This is the most important lesson. One decision can create a new path. And the same is true for you. You have the same power. Today you can decide to act. Today you can stop running from your challenges. Today you can take one small step toward change. It does not have to be big. Small steps are enough. Wake up earlier. Study for a short time. Speak kindly. Take responsibility for one action. Each step builds momentum. Each step strengthens your mind and your life. Think about the old version of him. He stayed stuck. Life felt heavy. Problems seemed too big. Fear controlled every choice. Now think about the new version. He faced problems, acted with courage, and grew stronger every day. You can follow the same path. You do not need to wait for luck or a perfect moment. You only need one decision and the courage to act. Change takes time, but it begins with a single step. You will face struggles. You will make mistakes. That is normal. The difference is that now you keep going. You try again. You practice daily. You build confidence through repetition. And slowly your life transforms. The chaos of fear and doubt is replaced with calm, focus, and discipline. Ask yourself, what decision will you make today? Will you keep avoiding problems, or will you face them with courage? Will you take the small step that leads to momentum, or will you wait and stay stuck? The choice is yours. Every moment gives you the chance to act. Every small habit shapes your future. Remember, this is not just a story, it is a lesson for your life. One decision can save your life. One small step can start a journey toward courage, discipline, and success. Start today. Begin with something simple and trust the process. You are capable. You are stronger than you think. Your mind and your life can grow like iron. If this story inspired you, take action. Leave a comment. What decision will you make today? Like the video if it helped you feel motivated. Subscribe to Listen and Learn English to practice your English while learning more life-changing lessons. Keep learning, keep acting, and keep growing. Your journey starts now. One decision, one small step, one iron habit at a time.